Clause 9 of the bill, which seeks to provide the minister with the powers to negotiate, license and revoke licenses, had stalled its passing.
Can we give this institution some powers that they can be able to have a system of checks and balances?
The draftsmen of this bill were skillful because they have divided the roles of the minister and the roles of the authority. And in giving the powers to the authority, they have enjoined the minister.
Deputy Speaker Jacob Olanya chaired the session. But a week earlier, Kadaga had chaired a stormy session that had made MPs rowdy.
You will also know that the bill was majorly handled by Jacob Olanya for the last 1 month. I came in towards the end of it. But the reason I was not around on Thursday is because we had expected to complete the bill on Tuesday and had made commitments to be outside the Parliament on Thursday. You know, sometimes people come here and think that I should do what I'm told. But I think I work with my conscience and with the rules of procedure and with the Constitution. That's how I work. And there are those who don't like it, but that's how I work.
The controversial Petroleum Exploration Development and Production Bill 2012 is now an act of Parliament awaiting presidential assent.
So you cannot choose to give power to technocrats who are not answerable to anybody. They have no contract with Ugandans. We have it. If we mismanage the industry, we are voted out. If we manage it well, we are voted in again.
All over the world, where oil has been entrusted to the hands of politicians, the people have always looked for those politicians' demise and departure in order to obtain their oil back. It has happened in Libya, it happened in Iraq, it has continued to happen everywhere. And it will happen in Uganda.
We should be cognizant that this is a very highly sensitive, investment-sensitive sector, whereby the whole world is looking at us.
And by implication, once the act is assented to by the president, government can now proceed and license more oil companies.
We have become a frontier of investment in oil and gas world over. So we need to take a decision that will attract investors in our country to boost our economic development, our economic growth. Least not, because this is the only way how we can join the middle income nations.
The passing of this bill and 2 more to come are expected to usher in competitive bidding as opposed to previous open door licensing. According to the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, at least 14,000 square kilometers, roughly 60% of the oil-rich Albertine Graben, remains unlicensed. It is estimated that Uganda's oil reserves are now at 3.5 billion barrels, and this is expected to rise to 10 billion barrels, which will push the country among the middle-income states in the near future.
The cost of doing business in this country is very high, and that's why we have lagged behind these East African countries. And now we have joined the COMESA economic bloc. We need to be competitive.
Since then, the sector has attracted investments of about $1.5 billion. Taro Oil, Francis Total, and Sinok, a Chinese company, are the key players in the market.
If you look at the Energy Africa, the Hardman, Heritage, all of them were supposed to pay capital gains tax in around $1 billion. Right now we have lost all that money.
And a total of 18 companies have already expressed interest in the petroleum industry, especially in the midstream works of the oil infrastructure development. Once more of these players come on board, it means the country is in a better position to meet its oil consumption demands and also support its national budget from the oil revenue once the production begins.
But you must have the political will. If we don't have the right leadership that is willing to implement the laws effectively, we can even put these very good provisions in these statutes, but we may not get the best. So the issue of leadership, the issue of the political will to implement the laws is something that is still lacking, and I don't know where we are going to get it.
Government is doing all this in the best interest of the people of Uganda. We are putting in place a law that is going to help us manage this petroleum resource in the most transparent and accountable manner.
However, critics opposed to its passing are threatening to drag the government of Uganda to the East African Court of Justice to challenge its passing.
What we are going to do generally, after the assent to the same of the president, we will look at the avenues under Article 60D, 72, and the other articles to make sure that law is challenged in the East African Court of Justice.
2 more bills are yet to be debated in Parliament: the Petroleum Refining, Gas Processing, Conversion, Transportation and Storage Bill 2012, and the Petroleum Revenue Sharing Bill, which is expected to generate more storm. And once all these laws are in place, it's up to government to implement them to the best interest of Ugandans. Jingo Francis, NTV.